Let's talk about the Xfinity series ending at the Charlotte Roval. And Parker Kligerman, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, you didn't deserve that. Welcome to the Breaking Balls channel. It's Bob here. And the Charlotte Roval weekend is definitely underway. Shane Van Gisbergen with the poles on both the Cup and Xfinity Series race. And the Xfinity Series producing some fireworks to start the weekend. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. I'll keep you in the loop for all things NASCAR on the track, in the garage, all over. Let's get into the Xfinity Series, as their cutoff race for the round of 12 was at the Charlotte Roval on Saturday. And my goodness, there was action all over, and it delivered great green flag racing, and then a late caution and a controversial opinion from NASCAR's governing body marred a great race. Sound familiar? Oh yeah. But Sam Mayer, your winner, he got a overtime win at the Charlotte Roval to clinch his way into the round of 12 in a must-win scenario. Sam Mayer, the Haas Xfinity driver for next year, got his way into victory lane after passing Parker Kligerman on a great late restart. It was not without controversy, though, as Parker Kligerman actually led the last 11 laps of the race and was in control and took the white flag of the race seemingly. But right as he took the white flag, a caution came out. Leland Honeyman's number 42 car had a mechanical issue and ultimately slammed into the tire barrier under the wall and got stuck. And with that, NASCAR waited about 20 seconds or so before throwing the caution. It appeared as though NASCAR was going to allow Kligerman to take that white flag, ultimately giving him the win, which would also result in him moving on in the round of 8. And his first career NASCAR Xfinity win, too, for a guy who is a longtime favorite in the garage, part-time broadcaster at NBC. This is his last full-time year in Xfinity with that Big Machine 48 car, a smaller team there. So it would have been a great story for Parker Kligerman. It looked like he was going to finally have that moment. And then, after a few turns in the infield, they say, nope, we're going to re-rack him. Overtime restart, because Leland Honeyman stuck, and, well, we caused the caution just a couple of seconds before Parker Kligerman took that white flag. You look at the replay there, he is genuinely feet from the white flag. It's simply ridiculous, and Jeff Burton put it great. As fans, you want to be able to see somebody take the flag and not assume, wait for another flag. Oh, did that happen? Do we have to double check here? NASCAR is not a sport built on reviews. It's racing. It's based off the eye test there. Football, basketball, yeah, they can do reviews, but NASCAR, you don't want to make it to where everything is simply reviewed. Every rule is just in question. The less rules, the better. Simple is better. And for Parker Kligerman, he got disserviced today by NASCAR's governing body, because let's face it, if they really wanted to throw that caution, they would have seconds after Honeyman was stuck. I know NASCAR will come out days later and say, well, we wanted to give the 42 ample time to get out. We wanted to give him a fair shot. No, that's just, it wasn't going to happen there. And you have to at some point have common sense as a governing body here, because you made it just controversial for controversy's sake. There was no need to mar a great finish there. It was Parker Kligerman holding off Sam Mayer, AJ Allmendinger, and Shane Van Gisbergen in those last 10 laps. It was great battling there, and even the overtime restart, even as controversial as it was a clean pass from Mayer, so you didn't at least see a demolition derby. It was an absolute disservice by NASCAR's governing body the way they officiated this towards fans and to the teams as well. You saw drivers coming up to Parker Kligerman left and right after the race, basically apologized and said, man, I'm sorry, that you got screwed there. The most bitter pill to swallow, if you ask me, is that this is an underdog story for Parker Kligerman. It's his last year full-time in the Xfinity Series, a small team with Big Machine. That 48 team has definitely overperformed the expectations, and this was a moment where they were in legitimate race pace to win a race. If NASCAR is going to throw that caution, do it when Leland Honeyman is actually in the wall and not waiting just for a dramatic sake, because it was ultimately almost cruel for the 48 team and for fans, because you just had to realize, oh my goodness, this is just the peak NASCAR moment, ruining a great green flag scenario. It was truly a fork in the road moment for the NASCAR officials, and they didn't know what to do, and they tried to wait and play chicken until they had to decide, and it just really felt like it was a very unnecessary moment. I know it's post-race rant. I'm sorry, but I really feel strongly about this. Let me know down below as well what you think about Parker Kligerman and that whole NASCAR finish there, right at the line. I mean, that white flag was out there. That white flag was out, but it's playoff implications there. Parker Kligerman eliminated. Riley Herbst and Sheldon Creed also eliminated. They were caught up in wrecks in the middle of the race in stage 2 that ultimately mired their day. Their fate was out of their hands. And the other elimination, very shocking for most people coming into the Roval, you would have assumed that Shane Van Gisbergen was unlocked to move on. but Shane Van Gisbergen is eliminated in the round of 12 in the Xfinity Series by only 2 points to Jesse Love, the rookie on that Richard Childress Racing #2 team. It was a very interesting day for Shane Van Gisbergen. It started off great. He's on the pole for the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series race on Sunday, so pulled double duty on that. The day already started off interesting in the Xfinity race. Sam Mayer jumped the restart on the inside of Shane Van Gisbergen, so that just jumbled up the day. Everyone's going to look back to the decision of leaving him out on old tires with 11 to go, but I don't think you can really get upset about that. I think that's hindsight looking back. Everyone's going to criticize the crew chief's decision there for SVG, but you know, he did it ultimately the best he could with Parker Kligerman on a couple of laps there. I was shocked that it stayed green as long as it did. And if there's a caution that comes out 2 or 3 laps into that green flag cycle there for SVG on that restart, we're probably looking at it a little bit different. But it's what could have been there for SVG. This is a building year. It's experience. Obviously, he wants to be in that playoff hunt. But again, it's all about experience. He'll be in the Cup Series race tomorrow on the pole at the Charlotte Roval in that kaulig #13 car. So with the race on Sunday, the weekend is not over in Charlotte for you SVG fans, although the Xfinity playoffs might be. And let's go ahead and look at the remaining 8 drivers in the Xfinity round of 8 heading into Vegas next week. The thing that jumps out to me is that you see Justin Allgaier, Sam Mayer, and Sammy Smith, 3 junior motorsports cars that made it into the round of 8. Arguably, their pace has been off compared to the last 2 to 3 years, especially, but somehow they've still gotten 3 of their 4 cars into the round of 8 there. Defending Xfinity champion Cole Custer as well. Austin Hill and Chandler Smith start above the cut line. Sam Mayer, Jesse Love, AJ Allmendinger, Sammy Smith all into the cut line. If you ask me for my championship 4 in the Xfinity Series right now, I would probably go Justin Allgaier, Cole Custer, Chandler Smith, and Sam Mayer. But again, let me know your thoughts down below on what you think the championship 4 is and this overall Roval race today. I know it was mired in controversy. Sam Mayer gets the win. That's going to be overshadowed, of course, with the Parker Kligerman story. I said it in the intro. Parker Kligerman had a disservice done to him today. But if you've made it this far, like this video, subscribe to Breaking Balls. It helps me out a ton here, and I will keep you in the loop. The Roval race on the Cup Series side tomorrow on Sunday. Stay tuned for more here at Breaking Balls. Thanks for watching.